not want to be around paranormal activity.
The Tiny Nomad channel follows Gina as she travels and lives out of her dependable 4runner. Her content highlights solo female travel, car camping, and explorations of unique, often remote spots across North America, with a special fondness for Alaska. Gina's videos showcase her resourcefulness and her willingness to push her limits, often venturing to spooky locations and taking on stealth camping challenges. On October 29th, 2025, Gina had planned a Halloween special at the iconic abandoned Igloo Hotel near Denali National Park. Upon arrival, however, she discovered the area was completely blocked off after a day marked by minor travel frustrations, including a disappointing drive through a dreary Denali and a lackluster pizza dinner in Talkeetna. She changed plans. Her new mission: stealth camping overnight at a reportedly haunted cemetery in Anchorage. After a long drive, Gina arrived at the Russian Orthodox cemetery. Its unusual features immediately set an eerie tone, especially the brightly colored cage-like structures covering the graves, later identified as spirit houses.
So this is a Russian Orthodox cemetery. I've never been to one of these before, but they have the coolest, I shouldn't be saying cool, I'm like surrounded by a bunch of dead people right now, and I'm saying their little tombstones are cool. Oh God.
Although she had been excited about the location, the isolation and heavy silence soon made Gina uneasy, especially given her string of minor misfortunes that day, which left her imagining spirits lurking nearby. The strange activity began almost as soon as she parked. She noticed a light mounted on the small church within the cemetery turning on and off seemingly by itself. At first, she checked for wind and considered the possibility of an animal, but the pattern quickly became too precise to dismiss. The light's behavior grew more pronounced, just as she began focusing on the paranormal, making the experience even more unsettling.
You guys, I'm not making this up right now, but there's a light in front of the church, and when you walk past the light, it turns on. I know, because I walked over there 2 times to look at the cemetery, and now I'm in my car, and it's flicked on 2 times. It's not windy outside. It could be an animal, I guess. I did hear something in the bushes as well when I was looking at one of the tombstones. I don't know if that's what you call them, because they're not stones, but you know what I mean. There's no way I'm going to be able to sleep tonight here. I'm going to try, though. I do not like how that light keeps turning on and off. I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's a light that lights up the front of the church. And there it goes. It's turned on twice since I've come back. What do you think it is, guys? Do you think it's animals or wind, or do you think it's ghosts or spirits?
The light flicked on just as she began talking about ghosts and spirits. It switched on again while she was researching the cemetery's unusual grave markers. discovering they were officially called spirit houses. Most unsettling of all, the light activated once more, immediately after she read that the spirit houses were meant to provide shelter for the departed soul in the afterlife. Feeling genuinely shaken, Gina quickly searched online and discovered that the cemetery was, in fact, one of Alaska's most notorious sites for paranormal activity.
I was just reading a little bit more about the spirit boxes, and they symbolize shelter for the departed soul in the afterlife. Right as I read that sentence, of course, that light turned on again. Of course, it could mean nothing, but it could mean something. You guys let me know. What do you think? Okay, I really haven't researched much about this cemetery until right now. Obviously, our plans from earlier got a little messed up. I was going to be camping at the igloo. So this was a quick, last-minute change of plans. Well, I just learned that this cemetery is one of Alaska's most notorious locations for paranormal activity. I cannot make this up. I did not know that until right now. Oh my God. I feel like I have to stay because I committed to it, but your girl is scared. I do not like that light coming on and off. It's not even windy outside. I do not want to be around paranormal activity.
Despite her fear and the persistent flickering light, Gina felt a responsibility to her audience and refused to leave. As a safety measure, she kept her window blackouts off, a significant departure from her usual stealth camping routine, so she could quickly jump into the driver's seat and leave if needed. Admitting she could definitely sense a presence nearby, she resigned herself to a potential all-nighter, choosing to confront the unease rather than break her promise for the Halloween special. Surprisingly, she managed to get some sleep, though every small noise was unnerving, and the flickering light remained an ominous presence. By sunrise, as the paranormal activity ceased, Gina packed up her 4Runner and prepared to leave. She had successfully completed her spooky Halloween stealth camp at one of Alaska's most haunted cemeteries, but was more than ready to leave the eerie grounds behind. What do you think of her experience? Tonight's video comes from What Day Is It Wolven, a UK-based outdoor adventure and wild camping channel. The creator documents first-time camping experiences, gear tests, and solo trips into remote woodland, blending practical bushcraft with the unpredictable realities of sleeping outdoors. The style is casual and honest, capturing both the learning process and the quiet tension that comes with being deep in the forest after dark. It's November 16th, 2025. In a secluded woodland area of the United Kingdom, a dense stretch of forest locals often describe as haunted, not because of ghosts, but because of the wildlife that fills the night with strange, unsettling sounds.
Oh, he's got it! I'm going, fire pan. Right from the fire. Get that warming up, and then chuck the mince around. Yeah. Oh man, that's hot. Wait, check it out. Okay. Guys, that's pretty much cooked now. Oh, loaded. How come I just get take up the phone? That's good. Burning down now. London Bridge is burnt down because a lot of this video hasn't got audio, unfortunately. Viewing this bag here, which is green, and when it's green you can't be seen, so yeah, I'm just reviewing that. So I see it's supposed to be raining now. It's supposed to be raining for the last 2 hours, but it hasn't, so The weatherman's once again let us down. We've already had dinner and that, and a few drinks, so we're just pretty much chilling now. Yeah. That looks sick. Like how that's just like, I'm pretty proud of that, to be fair, that little setup. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate, that is
The way it is.
sick.
Just looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Probably.
By the time the tarps and hammocks are set up, dinner is cooked, and the fire is crackling. The forest has already awakened. Distant owls call from the treetops, foxes screech somewhere in the shadows, and branches creak and sway above the campsite. As night deepens, every sound seems magnified by the surrounding isolation. Nothing is out of place. It's simply the natural rhythm of the woods, yet the constant rustling and echoing cries slowly weave a subtle tension, settling over the camp as everyone prepares to spend the night in the forest's embrace.
Yeah. Scary, is it?
Mate, people probably say that it's haunted just because they're screeching noise.
Yeah, really. A boar. A wild boar. Sound like you when you're like Minecraft pig impression. Jungle.
Whoa.
Does it think we're doing it to it?
I don't know.
Does it think we've got a mating call or something? Hear owls going all night. Bit strange, but well, it's not really that strange. Heard some really weird noises earlier as well, like screaming. Bit strange, but anyway, just got the fire going again. And I think we're gonna go to bed as it's getting quite late now. It's like 9:30, 10. So yeah, I think we're gonna send in for the night. Obviously, I'll record if anything happens interesting. But other than that.
Suddenly, sharp scratching and high-pitched screeches ripple through the trees surrounding the camp. The sounds flare up, fade, and then return from another direction. Most likely it's just foxes and owls, but in the dark, with only the fire for comfort, every noise feels unnervingly close. The campers stay alert, tending the flames and scanning the tree line until the activity finally subsides. There's no hint of anything supernatural, just the forest doing what it always does. By morning, the tension is lifted, and the campers laugh about how eerie the woods can feel when the wildlife stirs, agreeing that the haunted sounds were all part of the experience. They pack up carefully, leave no trace, and head home with a renewed appreciation for how alive and unpredictable a remote woodland becomes once night falls.
A lightning bolt struck somewhere very close to the truck while we were sleeping.
On March 31st, 2025, somewhere deep in Mississippi, Roman from the channel Roaming Reckless continued her 50-state road trip alongside her dog, Tazzy. Her videos usually capture endless highway miles, quiet nights spent in her aging Land Rover, and the unpredictable realities of life on the road. But as she crossed into the state that evening, the weather took a sudden turn, and the night ahead would challenge her in ways she never anticipated.
Holy cow. Oh no. My wipers just stopped working altogether. It's cool.
The rain hit without warning. A flash flood alert lit up her screen as the storm closed in around the truck. Visibility vanished almost instantly, the road dissolving beneath the heavy downpour. Roman kept moving, hoping the weather would ease, but the conditions only worsened. Then something else went wrong. In the middle of the storm, the wiper arm suddenly detached. With rain hammering the windshield, she could barely see the road ahead. She pulled over to retrieve it, but the damage was already done. The wiper refused to work. With visibility fading and no clear options, she searched for a safe place to stop relying on little more than instinct to guide her forward.
Hurry up! Go potty!
This storm is way worse than last time.
Go potty! Go potty! Hurry up! Tazzy, go potty!
This is not good. Oh my gosh, this is awful. Oh my gosh, this is horrible! I don't know if you can tell, but I'm absolutely drenched. And we thought Tennessee was bad. Tennessee was nothing. Back at it again, camping in a storm. The flash flood warning is only on for like the next hour though, so I think we'll be fine. Oh my gosh, I have so many leaks in this truck. Dinner tonight is inspired by Kendrick Lamar because in the Peekaboo song, he has this line where he says, "Cacio pepe if I'm doing pasta. Cacio pepe if I'm doing pasta. Why you acting tough on IG Live?" Voila. 3-ingredient pasta. Basically just heating stuff up. Super easy. A little thunderstorm. A little pasta. It's all good.
I finished up dinner, changed out of my wet clothes finally, and then Tazzy and I headed up in the Alaskan to go to sleep for the night.
She eventually made it to a small town and pulled over, taking a moment to breathe and let Tazzy out. The rain was still relentless, soaking them almost immediately. She climbed back into the truck, worn out from the long drive and the constant battle with the storm. For a brief stretch, she tried to reset and settle in for the night. Inside the vehicle, she cooked a simple cacio e pepe, talking about the endless miles, the restless energy that comes from driving all day, and her hope that the worst of the weather was finally behind her. With the diesel heater humming and dinner ready, the cramped space began to feel calm again, at least for a moment.
A couple of hours after we fell asleep, the storm picked up, actually, and it was worse than it had ever been before. A lightning bolt struck somewhere very close to the truck while we were sleeping, and the crack was so loud, it jolted me at least a foot out of bed, and I am not joking. After that, Tazzy and I spent the rest of the night shaking, and I can genuinely say I have never feared riding out a storm before while camping. It was just so intense, and it felt helpless to be in the middle of such an insane thunderstorm, feeling like a target basically in the woods, that a mouse actually got into my truck and chewed its way through. But more on that later. Anyways, safe to say I was really grateful to wake up in the morning, safe and with the sun shining. Girl, Mama, good girl.
Later that night, after she had fallen asleep, a lightning strike hit so close it jolted her awake. She and Tazzy remained alert for some time afterward, shaken by how sudden and intense it had been. By morning, she discovered signs that a mouse had slipped inside the truck during the storm, chewing through insulation before vanishing. After cleaning up, stocking up on supplies, and gathering herself, she continued her journey, leaving behind one of the most challenging nights of the trip. Viewers familiar with Mississippi weather noted that storms marked by near constant lightning often accompany far more dangerous systems nearby. Others admitted they wouldn't have been able to sleep through a night like that, even in a stationary home. It led to quiet speculation. If lightning struck close enough to wake her and animals sought shelter inside her vehicle, had she experienced only the outer edge of the storm, or something far more powerful passing unseen through the darkness?
God, get back up.
On November 21st, 2025, Mincy from the channel Mincy Outdoors ventured deep into the Australian bush for another solo camping trip. Her content normally captures peaceful nights, simple bushcraft routines, and the quiet rhythm of living alone in nature. This time, however, she set off just as the weather began to change. With only a small tent and a few essential supplies, she had no idea how quickly a calm retreat could turn into something far more uncertain.
I'm going to start looking for a spot to camp because I think the rain's going to set in really soon. And it could be heavy. There's a really long poo here. I don't know if it's from a snake or something, but it's got a real big casing on the outside. Could also be intestines of some animal. I'm gonna break it open and see what's inside. This looks like a pretty nice spot to set up my camp, right next to the water. It's going to be a bit hard to find a straight stick around here for my tent. Snaky in here. It's like tick territory in here as well. Maybe like here.
She made her way into the bush before the rain began, scanning for a place to set up camp as the sky slowly darkened overhead. Along the trail, she came across a long line of droppings filled with grass and assumed they belonged to a kangaroo. A short distance later, she reached a small clearing beside a stream and chose it as her campsite, hoping to settle in before the weather worsened. But the forest still had a few surprises in store.
Big hole in the ground over here. I'm going to show you. What is it? Is there some creature that lives in there? I wonder if it opens up on the other side. Can you see anything down there? I'm gonna climb down and see if I can see in the bottom of this hole. It's starting to rain. Oh! My shoe got wet. I can't get back up. Dang it. It's like really jamming in there. There we go. Ooh, it's like semi-wet inside, but it's a little bit dry. Oh, my GoPro fell over. What are you doing over here? Fucking GoPro. I put my finger on the lens. I need to go get my rain jacket. Getting too wet out here. Oh, don't fall in the hole.
As she explored the area, Mincy noticed a large pit in the ground and climbed down to inspect it. Before long, the first raindrops began to fall, quickly building into a steady shower. When she tried to climb back out, the slick, muddy soil made it hard to find her footing, but she managed to pull herself free and make her way back to camp. The storm, however, was just getting started.
Oh my god, there's a big jumping jack on my bag. Don't bite me. They're usually pretty aggressive. Look at him, he's like... Wah, wah. Please go off my back. Ah! He's jumping. God damn it. Please. I just want to get my rain jacket. Okay. I'm going to attach this rope in here so I can pull it up in case if I have a pulling issue. Not sure if I'll be able to reach it afterwards, so but I'll tie the rope on first. Is this normal? Like, it's not supposed to just dangle like that. I can't pull the thingy back out. I've noticed a bit of a pulling issue here. So I'm going to put some pasta sauce there so I can keep an eye on if it goes up higher or not, or if it is.
As she began setting up her shelter, she noticed a jumping jack ant clinging to her pack, one of the more aggressive insects in the Australian bush. She brushed it away quickly, well aware of how painful their sting could be, and went back to pitching her tent as rain continued to fall around her. The wind and thunder followed soon after, shifting the mood of the evening into something far more uneasy. As darkness settled over the forest, thunder echoed through the trees. She kept the fire alive just long enough to prepare a simple meal and warm herself before turning in. Later, she ended the night on a lighter note with a Tim Tam Slam, laughing when the biscuit dissolved sooner than expected.
What a beautiful morning. This is the seed pod of the grass tree. Make sure there's no bees on there because they do like them. This nice big seed pod. You can see the seeds in here. Once it dries out, they'll open up and then the little tiny seeds will fall out. You can actually also cook them in the fire and then they'll open up and you can eat the seeds. You can hear a wallaby back there. Here's one that's already dried out and open. You can see the little seed pods, how they've opened up. You can imagine the seed inside is not very big if you look at the space in there. They're so hard. You can't even like crunch them together. But these also make good tinder too. The dried ones.
By morning, the storm had cleared. She spent the daylight hours learning from the land, sampling the sweet resin of a grass tree, examining Banksia plants, and tracking wallaby prints, before packing up to head out. Some viewers later pointed out how the Australian bush hides dangers just beneath the surface. Aggressive ants, venomous spiders, and burrowing animals that often remain unseen. Others noted how heavy rain can smother the natural sounds of the forest, potentially leaving her unaware of anything moving near the tent during the night. If the storm truly drowned out every sound around her, and the ground concealed so many unseen creatures, viewers were left wondering, during those long, rain-soaked hours inside that tiny shelter, was she really alone, or simply unaware of what lingered nearby?
I think it might be a little bobcat. Coyote.
The next chilling video comes from Jens, a US-based solo car camping and off-roading creator. His channel showcases practical wilderness living, rooftop tent setups, simple camp cooking, and long, isolated nights in remote desert terrain. His adventures are calm and methodical, until darkness arrives, a reminder of how quickly solitude can become unsettling. It's November 15th, 2025, in a remote desert region of the United States. A vast, open landscape, defined by silence, sparse vegetation, and nocturnal wildlife that moves unpredictably under the cover of night.
Holy shit, guys. There's a little animal right there. I think it might be a little bobcat. Coyote. Shoo! Go away! I hope he's not attracted to my food. What was that thing? God. I'm gonna eat this in my freaking car. I don't want to be out here. Piss off! Oh my gosh. Well, it's safe to say we are not alone out here. Jeez.
As night descends over the desert, Jens finishes his meal beside the fire. The flames flicker weakly in the wind, casting brief pockets of light across the vast emptiness. It's calm, almost unnervingly so, with only the crackle of the fire breaking the silence. Then, mid-sentence, something stirs just beyond the glow. A fleeting, subtle movement freezes him in place, alone with nothing but miles of empty desert around him. Even the smallest shape in the darkness carries a heavy presence.
You can call me a baby if you want, bro. But I have no idea what is outside my car right now. Some type of critter animal. It was... I hope I caught it on the camera. I think I did. Yeah. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. It's got a striped tail. I guess I shouldn't be scared. He's so small. But I don't know what it is. Looks like a mixture of a little coyote and a little skunk. See him?
The figure moves closer, low to the ground, cautious and silent. Jens whispers, guesses under his breath. A bobcat, maybe a young coyote, but something feels off. The striped tail, the way it stalks, the assuredness in its movements. None of it adds up. The uncertainty presses in, heavy and oppressive, alone in the desert, unsure of what's observing him. Jens can feel fear slowly settling in.
Look. There it is. He's right there. He's looking around. There he is. Going to the back of the car. Should we scare it? Ah! That thing is not leaving my car. I guess I gotta put my big boy pants on and get out there. Again, I just finished dinner, so it's like kind of fun and cute, but also kind of weird and freaky. So, hopefully, you see me up in the tent in just a second and everything went smooth. But I'm gonna clean up the kitchen and get the hell up there.
The creature slips into the firelight and starts circling the camp. It sniffs at the cooking gear, prowls around the truck, and shows no hesitation in approaching. Instinct kicks in. Jens climbs into the cab, shuts the door, and watches from behind the glass. The animal drifts in and out of the glow, vanishing into the shadows only to reappear, moving slow and deliberate, as if studying him. Minutes stretch on under the oppressive weight of that silence.
Okay, I swear I just heard something, bro. I don't know if my mind is going crazy, but I think I keep hearing things. So I'm gonna go to bed. See you guys in the morning. Hopefully I sleep good.
Eventually, the creature fades into the darkness. The stillness that follows feels heavier than before. Yen steps out cautiously, keeping his voice low as he surveys the perimeter of the camp. He tidies up quickly, ears alert to every desert sound, then retreats to the rooftop tent to stay off the ground for the rest of the night. By morning, he reflects that this was one of the most unsettling moments he's ever experienced while camping alone. The animal was likely harmless, yet its closeness, the eerie silence, and the fearless way it moved made the desert feel far more alive and far more dangerous than usual. It's a stark reminder that in remote wilderness, even a small creature moving through the dark can transform a quiet night into a moment of real fear.
You might see every now and then, like a flicker.
The Moxley's Paranormal World channel, hosted by Moxley and often joined by his friend Ming, focuses on exploring and camping overnight in some of the UK's most notoriously haunted and dangerous locations. Their content combines outdoor survival skills with intense paranormal investigation, aiming to capture concrete evidence of the supernatural. They frequently visit sites steeped in tragic history, using a mix of traditional and modern ghost hunting equipment to document their eerie encounters. On this occasion, Moxley and Ming arrived at the Petria Pits, a forest notorious for its grim past and considered one of the UK's most haunted areas. The site was the location of a 1910 mining disaster, in which 344 people tragically lost their lives.
I keep thinking I can hear people up that side. Possibly can, but the place is huge. But the history to it is unreal. But there's a lake just to my right here, and it's said that a white lady has been spotted around it. Let's have a look. I bet that is horrifying at night. But yeah, there's been multiple reports of a white lady seen at this lake. I have to say though, a white lady, she gets around, doesn't she? Well, yeah, you can just see now, just through the trees, this is where pit number 3 is, where 344 people lost their lives. And then to the left is where one of the UK's worst mining disasters happened, just up this way. Did you hear that?
Yeah. That was over there somewhere, the first one.
Yeah. It sounded like kids to me.
It sounded like 2 kids and a female to me at the time.
As they ventured deeper into the forest, Moxley highlighted the pervasive sense of unease, referencing historical reports of a white lady and sightings of minor spirits. While scouting for a secluded spot to pitch their tents, they heard what seemed to be the voices of 2 children and a woman nearby, an unsettling sound in such a remote location. As the explorers set up camp, the atmosphere grew progressively more hostile, heightening the tension around them.
We've walked in here. We're away from the trail. Right. So I'm stood over there. Before that whistle, and I swear, through the trees, something went through the trees.
Okay.
I can't rule out somebody on a push bike.
Right.
But then,
it's possible.
that whistling,
Yeah.
that whistle. So there's definitely people out here.
I've just heard them over there. I think it might have been somebody just whistling to others.
Yeah.
Moxley claimed he saw a silent black shadow dart swiftly through the trees. Shortly after, a loud whistle pierced the night, as if signaling that someone or something was watching them in the woods. Well past midnight, just as Moxley was gearing up for a ghost hunt, he noticed 2 sets of torches moving toward their camp.
Where have they gone? So you're there then, of people possibly watching us.
Yeah.
It could be true.
Seems like it could be right now, doesn't it?
Hello?
Hello?
What was that? Oh, I'm shaking because I've been sat in it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we are. We're being watched out there. 100%.
Yeah.
What do we do? Just go back to the tents and just relax?
See what's there.
Yeah.
You know, that's all we can do.
This is the only issue. Being out here in the middle of the woods, you just don't know who else is out there. And they're doing what we're doing. Oh, could it be something more sinister? You just don't know, do you? But there's definitely somebody over there. Right, so I'm not 100% sure if you'll be able to see it. But just beyond this tree, just here, you might see every now and then like a flicker, but there is a big fire. So me and Ming have just been having a bit of a chat, saying, did we stay? Did we go? We could pack up, we could start making our way out of here, but then again, we'd have to walk past where they are anyway. So I'm going to suggest we'll stay at camp, wait for first light, and then we'll start packing the stuff up. Unfortunately, I was going to go over this side and I was going to use like the spirit talker and I was going to use the ghost tube EVP, but I don't think it's worth us splitting up because we don't know who that is, we don't know what their intentions are. Like Ming said, they could just be doing what we're doing, but why use a strobe light towards us? Why not just come over and speak to us? I put my torch on towards them so they...
When Moxley shone his light toward the figures, they immediately extinguished theirs, only to relight them and begin flashing the beams at the camp, creating a strobe-like effect that felt deliberately intimidating. The night became unlike any other for the team, marked by a constant sensation of being watched and a mix of unnerving human and possible paranormal activity. Despite the looming threat and the genuine fear sparked by the approaching lights and the sense of being followed, Moxley and Ming managed to make it through the night in one of the UK's most haunted locations.